So after a couple of weeks of non-stop action, we're going to take a little break today, step back, find out how Morgan learned his stick fighting abilities, how he went from the deeply disturbed, past the edge Morgan that we saw back in Clear, into the calm, rational, all life is precious Morgan that we saw at the beginning of this season. It's The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 4. Here's Not Here. So, spoilers ahead, just so you know. So this episode's kind of a calmer episode. Calmer in the sense of the intensity that we've been dealing with the Walker assault on and the Wolves assault on Alexandria in the past 3 episodes. This one we're taking a bit of a step back. We're going to see how Morgan learned his stick fighting abilities from a gentleman named Eastman, an ex-psychologist who went a little mad himself before popping through on the other side. A very intense episode in the sense of it's a great character piece. Really, we've gone down to a story of basically of 2 people, of Morgan and Eastman and their relationship, and a little bit about a goat named Tabitha. But overall, the episode really driving, really evident of the ability for The Walking Dead not only to trust its viewers to hold on to the intensity of what was happening before, but to craft a very calm, very character-centered story, but still maintain a level of intensity and interest that carries the episode really forward all the way to the end. Now, what we did discover is that Morgan's journey was not as smooth as we might have thought. Obviously, the last time that we saw him in Clear, he was really on edge. His whole purpose in life was clearing the living, the dead, killing them all, returning them to the spiritual ethos, ending their suffering, whether they be, again, alive or dead. And Morgan's transformation seemed to occur inside of the jail cell with Eastman. Eastman, being the psychologist, really takes his time talking and communicating with Morgan, sharing stories of how he changed, of how his development was to try and influence Morgan, to basically show him through the visualizations of the door, which I thought was a great way of putting it, that you're in a spot and you see the door you want to go through, but you step through that door and it returns you right back to the spot, and it's a repeating cycle. But that the door is always open, and sooner or later you will step through the door into something else. Obviously, some nice visualizations, some nice referrals back to the fact that the door to the cell that Morgan is in has, of course, been open all the time. And he's been able to leave whenever he wants. And it takes him a while to want to. When he can't kill Eastman or have Eastman kill him, it's not the couch or the door that he chooses, but it's to go back into the cell that he has placed himself in, the cell of his mind. And it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time to eventually bring him out of it. It's just a really nice point of showing that, again, Morgan's journey was not smooth. He even went a little further crazy, a little further dark than he was when we saw him back in Clear. But now, through his experiences, he's a stronger individual. Much how when Rick went a little mad and he was able to pull himself out, he became also a stronger individual. These challenges make us better people. Really, outside of that, not a whole lot to talk about. The episode was great, wonderful character work, amazing work by Eastman, who was just have tons of solo dialogue, a lot of monologues through the whole episode, which is difficult to carry out, and he did an amazing job. And again, seeing Morgan's transformation, finding out when he referred to that he learned his skill moves from the cheesemaker, now we know who it was, the guy making or experimenting on making goat cheese, which I thought was kind of a nice little aside of just humanity. This is my current experiment and what I'm learning and trying to do. So that's really it. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot to say for this week. It was just a very powerful episode, extremely well done, amazing acting. The intensity was kept, or the tension rather, because again, it's not intense. There's a lot of things going on. Well, I mean, we're seeing Morgan's story from leaving his apartment to heading out into the woods, trying to make a whole new kind of killer bait area to kill walkers, draw them in, set them on fire, bring in more walkers, kill them, set them on fire, ad nauseum, repeat. That sort of vicious cycle, and how his encounter with Eastman forced him to break that cycle. Really sad, of course, when Tabitha died. I'm not a big goat fan, but we all thought that she was lovely. And of course, Eastman's kind of sacrifice for Morgan. Morgan seeing the human that he had killed coming at him, and his pause of like, this is it, this is the time that I die. And then Eastman stepping forward, pulling him away, getting bit himself, kind of sacrificing himself for Morgan to snap him out of it. I thought was very nice. And the fact that they could have sort of a moment together. When Eastman went off, that he didn't turn or die immediately, that Morgan was able to kind of snap out of it after accidentally saving the two other individuals, and their words of thank you snapping him out of it. I mean, I think he was ready to possibly go after them too, to clear them, and their offering of food and a bullet, the perfect things to offer in the zombie apocalypse, to Morgan, and the words of thank you really snapping him out of it. The fact that he and Eastman are able to have that moment. And I love that Eastman was like, he's not going to have Morgan kill him, he's going to do it himself. It's just, okay, I'm done. I've got a gun in the box out there. We can just take me outside and we'll take care of that. Just kind of a nice little final connection with the two characters that I thought was really important, and I think gave Morgan the strength to hold that position. Now, he's been telling this whole story, we find out at the end, to the wolf that he did not kill last week, that we thought that he did. I thought that he might have. But really proving that idea that is motivating him now to not kill. And as Eastman said, to not kill again. It's that commitment. And whether or not Morgan's going to be able to hold that, it's a rough world. We don't really know. And I don't think he knows. Certainly, while he was influenced by the story that Eastman told him, the wolf was not very changed by the story that Morgan told him of that. Showing Morgan that there's really people out there that aren't going to change, that this is their craziness and their insanity, and they are dangerous. And now he is locked up in the house in Alexandria, and we are still waiting for the army of walkers. We haven't heard the definitive from Glenn. I think at the end of the episode, I think that might have been Rick that we heard in the background running up, but I'm not entirely sure. I hope so. He did not look good the last time that we saw him either. So I think next week we get to jump right back into what is going on in Alexandria, who's alive, who's dead, are the walkers still coming, are they able to redirect them? It's gonna be intense. And we will, of course, be talking about it right here. Please press like if you enjoyed what I have to say. Feel free to subscribe, join the group, comments in the section below. Always like to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know how I'm doing, anything you want to change, anything you like, don't like. I will make this for you. But until next week then, I am out of here. I am D. Y'all take it easy. Catch you next time.